Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival Series. Today, as you can see right behind me, our sniffers are fully grown up, and we already have some seed pods that they have sniffed out of the ground. So I'm actually going to head down here with our shears that we have over in the barn, and get a little bit of wool, just so we can make a carpet and get inside of, I guess I'm gonna have to go in and get inside of the enclosure up here so we can grab those seed pods. And we also seem to have a horse who wandered in, so I guess we will be taming that horse as well. Alright, let me throw that carpet on there and we will pick up some of these seed pods. I think that's all of them, I just don't want to miss any. So we have 2 pitcher pods, so we will get these planted, because I don't think these are the ones that we can use to breed them. That's going to be the torch flower. So we will get these planted in a moment here. I'm going to go ahead and tame this horse real quick, and while I attempt to do this, I'm going to talk about what's in store for today. So we have 3 ancient debris or netherite scraps altogether, as far as I know. We might only have 2, but I think it's 3. And that puts us at 1 away from being able to get a netherite ingot. What is going on? Oh, I didn't see the heart particles. I was all confused. I was like, why hasn't this horse bucked me off yet? Okay, let me go grab a saddle, but I'm going to continue to talk. So we have 3 netherite scraps, ancient debris, all of that, and that puts us very close to being able to upgrade one of our pieces of equipment to netherite. And since we got the upgrade template in the last episode, we can now afford to do that. So that is going to be one of our big goals for today. The other thing is, since we are getting all of these diamond and netherite tools, I would like to have more enchantments available to us. So we are actually going to head to the village today and spend most of the episode there so that we can get some more librarians and... Uh-oh, that's not a very good jump height. Get some more librarians and get all kinds of different books. I mostly am after unbreaking, sharpness, efficiency, the main enchantments. I'm not too concerned about things like piercing or trident enchantments. Even though we do have a trident, I'm not too concerned about that. And as you can see over here, I have been working on the path a little bit more. So we are just going to leave this path over here in front of the villager's house as a dead end. I think I mentioned a while ago that it's kind of like a cul-de-sac, and I think it would be cozy if we had a couple more houses this size up on this hill right up here, sort of like a bluff. But over here, this is where the path is going to extend to the village, which brings me to the last goal for today, and that's going to be building a bridge right here. I've already designed a bridge in Creative. It's super simple, but I think that would just be something that is really nice for us. Well, while the rain starts, I think that's probably a good time to head into the nether and see if we can find some ancient debris down there, so I will meet you in there. So we are just going to take the most simple approach to finding some netherite. We are actually going to head in this direction from the portal, and this is actually where I dug through. I was a little lost. I don't remember where I was coming back from, but I was just 1 block over from this tunnel. Anyway, I'm going to head down all the way to about Y level 13 or so, and we are just going to dig just like this in a straight line, 1 block wide, 2 blocks tall, and see if we can just come across netherite. It might take a while, but we only need 1. I did double check, and I actually had a mini panic attack because I could not find our upgrade template anywhere. Turns out it was just in a separate chest from when I was going over all of our findings in the last episode. So we are going to get as far down as possible and then start digging a hole into the ground, avoiding the basalt delta. So I think we might start right down here and dig in that direction. Alright, so we are at Y level 12. Now I'm just going to dig in a straight line and we'll see what we can come up with. I will grab some of this quartz along the way because I've been doing all that terraforming with the path. The shovel is all the way down to 14 on the durability, hence why I would like to get some more enchantment books going. That's the word. And even if we don't end up finding any netherite anytime soon, at least we will have a very long tunnel where we can come back in the future with beds or TNT and definitely find some netherite using those methods. But I just figure since we only need one right now, it's just easier to do it like this. There's our first instance of lava. I was just thinking about how far we've gone without having any encounters with that lava, but there is our first encounter. I don't think I saw any netherite though. I do want to go back and just double check, but I don't think there was any in this tunnel, which is not necessarily totally surprising, but with as far as we dug, I would have hoped for sure that we would have come across at least one. So I'm actually going to go ahead and turn on the chunk borders here, and it looks like we are right on the edge of a chunk. So I didn't actually plan that, that was just pure luck. But we will go right here. It looks like we have another chunk border right here, so we will just dig in this direction. Well, I cleared out a large patch of gravel in hopes of uncovering one, but it doesn't look like we did. Fortunately, we got quite a bit of gravel from it. We are going to need it for that path. But I'm really liking, and I really shouldn't say this because I know I'm going to jinx it, but I'm really a big fan of how much, or I should say the lack thereof. And there we go. Okay, hang on one sec. Alright, it looks like that was the only piece we got, but that's all we need. Anyway, as I was trying to spit words out of my mouth, I was saying I'm happy that there's not a whole lot of lava lakes or lava oceans around in this area. It's going to make it very convenient for us when we are coming back here with explosives and digging much larger tunnels through here. The lava always makes it a hassle when we are working with it right down there, so it'll be nice to not have to worry about that. Alright, before we head back up, I'm just going to build a small tower right here so we know exactly where to find our hole in the ground. I'm going to go ahead and spam a few torches on here. I could probably make it a little taller, but if we are just scouting around in the vicinity, we will eventually come across that. Okay, we are going to get this netherite, or the ancient debris rather, in the furnace right away. In the meantime, we need to make a smithing table. So for that, we're going to need some iron and some planks. And of course, just my luck, we have one iron ingot, not two, unless we have one in this chest right over here. Perfect, 19. And let me grab the planks for that as well. Again, we will just use jungle. And let me make that smithing table. We will take this back to the house over here and make our first netherite ingot. Alright, so with 4 netherite scraps and 4 gold, that's kind of a random pattern there, we get our first netherite ingot. So with that, we need to decide what we want to upgrade. We have a lot of options here. We even have in the ender chest our diamond hoe as well, which I'm not going to upgrade that first. I will upgrade it before long, but that is definitely not going to be our first upgrade. I do need to grab our upgrade template, and I'm going to need to duplicate that as well. So let me grab that. I hope we have enough diamonds for it. I think we are just going to have enough here. And a piece of netherrack as well. Over in this chest, all of our loot from the bastion, that is going to be just the perfect amount for us. So we will make a second one of those, store this away safely, and upgrade a piece of gear. I'm debating between my chest plate and my pickaxe. I can't really decide what exactly I want to do, but I think it's going to have to be the pickaxe, just because that is our most enchanted tool so far, and I think that we would really benefit from having netherite on our pickaxe. So let's put all of these items together. There is our netherite pickaxe with plenty more durability on it. We will grab that and we should get, I guess we're not going to get an advancement for that. I know if we upgrade our armor, we will. But that takes care of the netherite portion of this episode, so now it's time to craft a bunch of beds and lecterns and head to the village and see what our villager friends are up to. Alright, I have collected all of the resources that we are going to need over here in the village, although I'm realizing now that I should maybe get a few more books so that if we do end up with an enchantment we like, we can snatch that right away. As for the items I am bringing with us, I have multiple Fletcher tables and lots of wood. I harvested our jungle trees over there. You can still see a couple of the leaves decaying, but I got a lot of wood so we can trade with the Fletchers, get some sticks, and get a lot of emeralds so that we can get those enchantment books when we come across them. I also have plenty of lecterns, and I'm just going to harvest some of their food. I brought more beds, and we're going to try to get them to breed a little bit more, because as much as the village is thriving, it could be doing a little bit better. So we are going to help them out in that regard, get a few more beds down in here, and hopefully they will breed a little bit more. I see somebody, though, that is already prepared to become a librarian, so we will place down this lectern, and are we going to have a different taker? It looks like maybe this fellow right here, is he already... That's our mending villager, that's right. So there was only one lectern in here still. That's the villager I accidentally hit. Let's see if he's still angry with us. If we place down a lectern here, he is, and we don't want him telling all of his friends, so we will just leave him be in there. I don't want word getting out that I attacked him, because then all of their prices will go up, and that would not be enjoyable for us. So we are just going to get to work here. I'm actually going to make some beds right now, trade some of our sticks, and then we will be ready to start with the librarians. Well, I know it's not the most ideal living situation, but I wanted it to be a little closer to that village center so that they would identify that there are empty beds, and hopefully they will breed. And trading with all these villagers is actually going to help us mend some of our tools, so that will be an added bonus. Alright, it looks like it is meeting time for the villagers, so the sun must be getting close to setting. It's about 3 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon. Everybody's off work. They're all mingling here in the village center. We'll see if any of them decide to breed. That would be excellent, and we can just carry on. I got a second Fletcher. Our emerald count is increasing steadily. So we will just wait and see what happens with all of them. We have one jobless villager right now who isn't a nitwit, so we will actually see what we can start doing with him and the lectern. I don't think he's going to be interested right now, unless we have another villager somewhere else, but I don't think so. Actually, I just remembered, we have a villager up here who is our Silk Touch villager. We can actually set him free. There's no need for him to be locked up in that building now. So he should find his way down to the village center right now. In the meantime, it looks like this fellow has decided to become a librarian, but he is not offering anything of value yet. How about that? That is baffling. That is incredible. I suppose I could have just locked it in by taking that, but Efficiency 5, I seem to never have luck ever with Efficiency 5 and Sharpness, which that's going to be another story for us. But my goodness, Efficiency 5 on our second try for 19 emeralds. How many do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like we could take 5 of them, but I'm just going to take a couple for now. That is a success right off the bat, but we could still use a couple others, so I will see you back here in the morning. Well, I was doing a bit of research while I was just waiting for the night to pass, and it looks like we can actually get villagers to forgive us simply by trading with them. So that is what we are going to do. We are going to at least get ourselves a decent trade, or maybe just go with the simple Fletcher here. 33 sticks, that's not horrible. And it's one that we can do a few times, so hopefully by then he will forgive us and we will be able to set him free as well. Let me hold my shovel here. And there we go, problem solved. He's down to 31 now, so I think we can safely set him free. Hopefully he doesn't go around telling all of his friends that I accidentally smacked him with an axe. But that should be okay for us now. You know, this is just a very happy village with all the bees around, and I don't know if we have any animals in here, but the villagers are certainly happy as well. We have lots of farms and trees. The iron golems are all around protecting everything. We are definitely doing pretty well for ourselves, and I think we've established a pretty decent reputation by now. So now we just play the waiting game. I need a few more villagers to breed so we can get some librarians. Uh-oh, well it looks like somehow a villager has either wandered out or was down here the whole time and we just never saw him. Luckily for us, he is safe and he is without a job, so we will be able to get him suited up in the librarian cloak right away if he can get out of here with all of the mules and sheep down there. We'll just carve an opening for him right here in the fence, and he seems to be taking a liking to those animals down there, but if we just put a lectern right here, he should pathfind right up here, and we will be able to close him in. I'm actually going to move it a little more towards the middle in case he stands right there. There we go. Alright, so he is in, he is safe, and he is offering Respiration 3 for 42 emeralds. We're going to pass on that and just cycle through, see what else we can get here. Fire Aspect, I'll take a pass. And let's see if we can get either Unbreaking 3 or Sharpness 5. I would take either of those. Or how about Protection 4 for 32 emeralds? That is not a bad deal either. So we are just going to lock in that trade. I don't have enough for it right now. We will definitely come back for that though. That will make netherite upgrades on our armor especially worth it once we get to that point. So far we have 2 very high level enchantments for relatively low prices, 19 and 32 respectively. I think we can call this a success for now. I'm going to head back to the village and we are going to work on that bridge just a little bit. I might actually turn up my simulation distance so that these villagers stay loaded in. Hopefully I should probably ride back on my horse. That might be a smart idea. So hopefully, since we're working on this side of our little homestead here, right down there, with the simulation distance up, hopefully those villagers will continue to breed and work and do all the things that they do, so that by the time we go back, there should be more villagers for us waiting. But if there's not, I can always AFK from the village until they have increased their population a little bit more. And I'm realizing now the next enchantment we should probably shoot for is going to be Fortune 3 so that we can head down and mine some more diamonds. Now that we are getting to the point where we are using our armor trim and upgrade all of our smithing templates, we are definitely going to want to be able to reproduce those. So diamonds will be a very key and crucial aspect of that. Alright, on to the bridge. So like many builds here, it's going to be a dark oak pallet with various planks and stairs, slabs, all of that. And then the railing, it's going to be a little bit expensive, and I'm going to need to go chop down some oak trees. But because we are in 1.20, we have those new hanging signs. I just don't know how anybody could resist using those for railing on a bridge. So I'm going to need a lot of stripped planks for that. Well, I just made a bunch of stripped oak wood thinking that we needed that for the hanging signs. Turns out it's actually the stripped oak log. But then turns out I completely forgot I'm not even using oak for the railing. I'm using dark oak. So ultimately, it doesn't even matter. We will find a good use for that stripped oak wood. Meanwhile, I need dark oak logs stripped. And that will get us 6 hanging signs. I think I need 26 in total, so I'm going to go chop down some more dark oak trees. Okay, so I should have most of the resources I need to get started on this, including all of those hanging signs. So without further ado, I'm just going to get rid of this little dirt path that goes across. And we are going to start with the dark oak slabs across the bottom here to give ourselves a base to put the path blocks onto. And I suppose since we're up here, we might as well go collect a few more of these seed pods. It looks like we have some torchflower seeds and that got their attention. So once we get one more torchflower seed, we will go ahead and breed those sniffers, get another sniffer egg from that. Alright, so I have the platform in place now. Now I'm working on the arch underneath it. Alright, so the arch is in place and it does look a little bit goofy right now, but we are going to fix that real quick with the log supports now. So I'm just going to go to each of the corners and fill these in wherever they would be exposed. And these are going to go 1 block above the height of the path itself for the corners, and then they are just going to go across horizontally just like this, and then from this side we will have a support like that that goes up, and I do just barely have enough. It looks like I'm going to need a little bit more, but same thing from this side as well. Alright, there we go. So I may eventually go back, I'm sure I will, probably go back in here and add some decorations, decorative elements underneath this bridge. Moss, dripstone, just a stone texture with tuff and cobblestone, all of that good stuff under here just to add a little bit more uniqueness to this bridge. But as it is right now, I am very happy with it. I'm going to get the railing in now. That is, again, done with the hanging signs, the brand new 1.20 signs. And it looks like we have 4 to spare. We will do something with those later on. I'm also using lanterns on the corners here for some lighting. I experimented with quite a bit of different lighting variations, but ultimately I just decided to keep it simple and stick with lanterns on this one, and I'm happy with how it turned out. So there we go. There is pretty much the finished bridge, although there's one more element that I did add just for a little more depth, and that is just some oak buttons placed on both sides on the logs here going across. I'm just alternating every other log just to give it a little more depth, variation, and color, and I think it kind of completes the look of the bridge. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the path real quick and meet you guys back here once that is finished. Alright, so the path going across the bridge is complete. I didn't put in any stairs because I figured since it's a bridge over a very deep crevice here, we wouldn't really want the bridge to be all that worn down. We want it to be kept in a pretty good shape, so there's no divots or anything like that. Same with the dirt. There's not really any dirt around, so some dirt here on both sides maybe gets trekked in, but after that, it stays pretty clean. There was one more detail that I did have in my creative test build, though, and it's just a minor detail, but I kind of like how it looked, and that was just stairs going into each side of the bridge here, like this. Let me grab a little more dirt there. And that is the completed bridge. While I was working on that, I did pick up a second torchflower seed, and it looks like we have yet another pitcher pod. So we are going to breed the sniffers real quick and get a sniffer egg from them. And I just heard it plop out. There we go. And we will go ahead and place this down on the moss right here. And we will wait for that to hatch. Let's head back to the village to finish off today's episode. And we get to do so at night with our bridge all lit up, crossing it for the first time. I'm very happy with how that has come together. While I've been roaming around a little while, it doesn't appear as though there are any baby villagers yet. My suspicion is that they simply just don't have enough food, so I will help them out with that. Between now and the next episode, I'm also going to work towards getting some more books. Again, hopefully Fortune 3 and Unbreaking Sharpness as well. But that is where we are going to end the episode for today. I know it was kind of a junk drawer episode with all the different things that we took care of on our list, but in the end, they all seemed to flow together quite nicely. We got our netherite ingot placed on our pickaxe, we got an efficiency 5 book for it, and that all occurred in the village where we have a ever-expanding path heading this way. But that is going to do it for today's episode. Again, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye.